All right, what is up, guys? Here we are with another day trading recap video. Traded a couple stocks today, NRSN, REVB, and RPID. Finishing the day down $34.51. Small red day. There wasn't a whole lot today. NRSN was the first stock that I trade. It was ripping up on breaking news. However, I didn't see the news. Was minimized, and I just saw massive volume coming in on the stock out of nowhere, and I jumped in at a perfect entry. However, I underestimated the move that happened, and I took a 7-cent win when it went up about from my initial entry by $1.60. So definitely undercapitalized and very small share size. My first entry here is at 314, adding at 316, taking off at 322, and then you got a pullback. I thought it was extended, but I should know better in this market, in this bear market. These stocks, they rip up and then they fail miserably. So you just kind of have to blindly just jump on parabolic momentum. And just hope it doesn't reverse as soon as you buy. So that's what, NRSN, I was looking for a bigger dip here as it was unfolding. It was about 20 cents, 30 cents off the 9 EMA. I was looking for a bigger pullback. Did a quick micro pullback and then ripped up a whole dollar a share pullback. I tried getting in on this pullback, but again, it was a very risky trade. It was a way extended off the 9 EMA. It did work out for about 40 more cents, about another 10%, 8 to 10% move there if I would have held that. But definitely kind of slept on this one. In a parallel reality, maybe I would be the trader who would be able to step up to the plate here and be adding through 315, 330, see that rip up to 4 and add again. But I guess it just didn't work out like that. Maybe if it was a hotter market, I would definitely had a different mindset as this was unfolding. But the way the market's been, I've just been way more cautious. Just a lot of things, I've been anticipating that are going to work into my favor, and they end up failing. And it does kind of hurt your confidence a little bit. But you just got to wait for that market to heat back up and then step on the gas again. And right now I'm on cruise control at like 20 miles an hour. I'm not stepping on the gas. I'm just trying to stay green or small red. So I was kind of anticipating some continuation here. It was kind of holding up the highs. So I did try to see. I had my first entry at 462. First 1 minute candle to make a new high. Maybe I was thinking we could see a move there, but took off for a 10-cent loss on 200 shares. Here, pullback here, kind of to the 9 EMA, and then kind of got bought up. I thought this would be the move to kind of break this downtrend, rip up to 483. This candle failed on me there. Kept going backside, didn't really break over that downward trend from 483. And it was kind of flagging a little bit until it broke down. But never really worked out how I anticipated. I thought, we could get some continuation up to 5. Maybe even at the open we'd see something, but just not the best. At the open, I tried scalping the first 1 minute candle. It didn't work out too well. It took a 3-cent loss or so on 250 shares. Here's a break-even trade, kind of trying to get that push through 4, maybe a red to green. That's what I was kind of anticipating. And then here again through the VWAP, we got to break through the VWAP, then pull back. Took a 3-cent win on that, 500 shares, and then it ended up pushing up without me there. But that could have been a decent move there for that red to green, back over 424 up to 425. Not the hottest market that I've seen, probably the slowest, one of the slower ones of the year. REVB had a huge gap overnight. I think it was up like 150%, almost 200%. Kind of unexpected, this first front side move here. Accumulated on this pullback at 54, selling at quickly on a pop, 2,500 shares on a $1.50 stock. So that's about maybe $4,000 position. So that's not too bad. Then I went back in at 170 and got a nice 6 cents on 250 shares. Very small share size. It was a little bit extended off the 9 EMA, so that I do kind of don't really regret going in small share size there, even though it did make 6 cents. It was kind of a risky play after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles. And here's very extended again, taking small share size, 3 cents on 750 shares. First pullback, getting in at 178, getting a nice scalp off the lows, taking 1,500 shares off, adding another 1,000 shares back at 81, maybe for some continuation up through 130, 195, and through the high and up to 2. That's what I was expecting. Taking some off to kind of manage my risk here, and taking the rest off the flat at 82. Volume just was not coming in. Here we had a little bit of false breakout. I kind of got faked out there, 88, didn't hold that level. Probably should have cut it there at 84, 85. Cut it 2 minutes later at 183, 5 cent loss. And then here I thought this, bounced off the 9 EMA. This is kind of like an A, B, C, D pattern. Thought this would be the move to punch through 195 and $2. And in the hot market, this totally would have went through $2. And I was sizing up 1,500 shares. And then it pulled back all the way back down to 83. Taking it off. I thought it was just going to be a false breakout. And then it pops back up, closes. And so I add back at 88. And then it pulls back a little bit too much again, and I have to take another 2 cent loss there on 3,000 shares. That's my biggest position of the day. I thought this would be the candle that would run up to 194 and then 195 and up to 2. But in a hot market, maybe it'd be different. But this market is really bad for continuation. The front side, you just gotta just blindly just kind of jump into a green candle and hope it just doesn't reverse on you, or just scalp off the lows. But see, you don't really get any good like a 1 minute pullback and then some continuation here. You kind of just have to blindly jump in way above the 9 EMA, hope it doesn't reverse on you. Here, getting a quick scalp off the lows. Here again, trying to get a scalp off the lows. That last one didn't work out. 3 cent loss there. Here it curls back up. I thought we'd see that red to green back over 85 and up back to the highs up to 2. I was pretty confident on this candle here, getting in at 179, kind of getting bought up off the 9 EMA. We'll get stuffed again up in this level. Just keeps getting stuffed in this level. Keep getting chopped up. Small share size. I was up 125 on the day on REVB. 125, 130 on the day for like a split second, and then I tried going back in. So I rode this front side for about $125 in profit. Then when I started going back in for some continuation for that break through the high, which I don't really regret. If it did work out, I would be up pretty nice right now. But the market didn't give that type of opportunity, and I gave it all back, trying to get that break through the high. And then we have RPID. At this point, I'm down 8 cents on the day, so pretty much break even. And I take one last trade on RPID, and this puts the last nail in the coffin for the day. This was rising up into the high a day on decent volume, 300,000 shares at the high. So it was increasing volume. I thought potentially we'd see a move. Taking, pullbacks, anticipating that breakout through 469. and it just stuffs the level and goes and rejects and goes backside, and I take a $30 loss. So that put me red, and you know what? I didn't want to trade anymore. There wasn't really much more opportunity. The best opportunity was NRSN. If you could just jump in blindly, or like just when that breaking news hit, if you saw that breaking news hit and that price was still under 330 previous level, and you can just anticipate that the shorts would be covering up into that level, just buy up until 330, and then start selling into that huge pop. That would have been the best move of the day. 80% move from bottom to top. I was looking at this under 330. I didn't even see the news on it. The news was minimized, and if I saw the news, maybe it'd be different. Maybe I'd be adding super aggressive 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 shares for that breakthrough 330, and then that rip up to 380, $4. Even if I got a small piece of that move, I would be sitting up $300-400 on the day, but it just didn't work out like that. That was the best move of the day, and after that, we had REVB at the open that's had a 30% move, which isn't too bad. Could have got a little bit more aggressive on the front side here, but then again, you just never know when you're buying too far off the 9 EMA. So I just don't think this market is best suited for my strategy right now, and I just got to wait for the tide to shift again. Today is the last day of the month, finishing with 10 red days in the month. February I had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. February I had 10 red days. June I had 10 red days. February was a break-even month, and June was about tied for my biggest month. So my green days are getting bigger. Had a lot of red days this month, but I was able to keep the red days small, and I was still able to have a decent month even with all of these red days. So that is really good, I guess, news, because next month maybe we'll get some better opportunity that's suited for my strategy, momentum, going for breakouts and some continuation, front side moves, and giving the stock some time to find some support and trust the support's going to hold and rise up into that breakout level instead of trying to get quick 1 to 2, 3 cent scalps. It just never works out long term, but I think it's a negative risk reward ratio. Hopefully July brings some better opportunity, and if I can have a little bit less red days than June, but have the same average green day, I would sit up kind of nice on a month. I did have a really good streak in March, 3 red days in March, 1 red day in April, 4 red days in May. So those are really good stretches right there. However, I didn't get to that share size that I'm trading now until about June. And so that's why there's a big increase in my average gain. My average green day was 119 in May, and my average green day in June was 291. So that's a more than 100% increase. So it just shows that I am making progress, even though I'm having a lot of red days. And even through all of, that the pain and the emotions that you go through with red days, you have to look at it with the glass half full and just know that those are the days where you are growing the most and you're learning how to lose responsibly. And then that brings you more net profitable in the end. Because if you don't have emotional self-control, if you don't know when to walk away, if you can't take a loss, and you just keep fighting it, you're going to have bigger and bigger and bigger losses, and it's going to be very, very hard to dig yourself out. So the one thing that I do well is keeping these losses small, and I don't have very big drawdowns. My drawdown right now, I did have a drawdown of 532. I made that back in a couple days, and broke new highs, and then had 2 red days. Now I'm only in a drawdown of $140. I can easily make that back with 1 solid trade, and there's really nothing to be too worried about. You just got to wait for the tide to turn, and it always does. It's a bear market, the summer months, and the summer months are most known for being the slowest months of the year. So hopefully July will be a little bit better than June. So we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day of July, and I'll see you guys then. And hopefully you guys also get a nice start on the month tomorrow, and then we have a 3-day weekend. So, all right, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.